The signal caller out of Abilene Christian. So an early turnover by the Bayou Bucks. And they put their defense on the field. First down from the 13-yard line. Toss back goes to the right side and crashing out over the 16 to the 17-yard line is Marvin Owens. And defensively, the Bucks, who only gave up 2 touchdowns last week, line up like this. Roger Green, Franklin Thomas, Andre Reed, Tim Betts, one of the linebackers. The other is David Dorsey, Sullivan Beard, Drew Emil, and Darren Franklin are in the backfield defensively.
The defensive line of the Bucks played real well a week ago, and that's their strong suit.
Alvarado out of shotgun formation, flips it to the near side. Arthur Booker has it. Booker is bumped out of bounds on the Bucks side of midfield at about the 23-yard line, and that should be good enough for a first down.
Crazy start to this ball game. I don't think the Crude Lane had an onside kick. I think it just that you try to squib kick in the National Indoor Football League, because if you kick it out of bounds, the opposing team, the receiving team, gets it at midfield. So the kickers in this league do a lot of squib kicks to make sure they don't kick it out of the 50-yard field. Just happened to catch a Houma Bayou Buck up man, and the bouncing ball went to the Oklahoma Crude's way.
2 in motion. Alvarado hands it off, and Booker is sliced down at the line of scrimmage. The Bucks played the run very well last week against a run-oriented Myrtle Beach team.
Well, Franklin Thomas there, number 90, is a big part. He's the defensive line coach and leader on that defensive unit. So he had a big game a week ago. Franklin Thomas, 6'5", 300 out of Grambling.
Dustin Avery leads his team to the line of scrimmage. The 6'1", 270-pound center out of Emporia, Kansas State. Snaps it, and Alvarado will throw. Fires down the middle. It is incomplete. Thrown wide of Justin Wampler, a 6', 180-pounder who has no college experience.
How about this? Number 11, Justin Wampler for the Oklahoma Crude, who that pass was intended for. Number 11 for the Crude, Justin Wampler. He has no college experience, was on a couple of state championship teams at a high school in Oklahoma. Worked on the farm for Dad a few years, and then decided to give football another chance. And so the coaching staff, head coach Tim Stevens, says he's improved a lot over the last couple of months. 3rd
down and long. Alvarado slips it off on a quick draw to Anthony Davis, and he is pummeled as he gets to the 18-yard line. It will bring up 4th and about 5. So let's see if they trot Rainey into the field or we'll try to convert it.
Well, they are going to bring Rainey into the field. And coaching staff raved about their kicking game. You expect Oklahoma on 4th down to attempt a number of field goals tonight. They feel like they've got one of the best kickers in the league.
This will be a 33-yard attempt.
Running backs will catch the ball like wide receivers, so that position sort of interchangeable.
Just under 8 minutes remain in a scoreless first quarter. 2 in motion. Alvarado back. He's hit as he throws. It is incomplete as he fired it up the far sideline, intended for Jackie Warren. And there was great pressure on Alvarado.
Yeah, Tim Betts, the middle linebacker, who's a good one. He came on the blitz, and that time the Crew didn't have much time to throw the ball downfield.
7.5 and counting. The clock will continue to run throughout most of the ball game.
There you see Emil right there, had a big game a week ago, number 27 for the Bucks. Little guy, little cornerback, but he had a fumble recovery and an interception last week.
That was our player of the game. Alvarado back. Slips it off, and being nailed is Davis. Davis chopped down at about the 14-yard line. That is a stride short of the first down, but there is a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. And the early indication is it will go against the Crude. Houma will not enjoy home turf advantage for another month. Our next broadcast will be on the April 26th game from Lake Charles. The month of April is away from South Louisiana.
How about that for a road trip, huh? Well, your first 2.
At the head of the the Chisholm Trail. 6:50 and counting. Alvarado will shoot it from his own end zone. Fires it quickly. It's tipped and knocked away. Defensively, Andre Reed, the 6'3", 265-pounder out of Jackson State, got the...
Have a tough time of it this year. But the teams to watch in that division are kind of the I-10 teams. Beaumont, Lake Charles, they're the favorites. And then Houma is quietly moving up the standings there.
Alvarado hands it off on first down, and Anthony Davis weaves his way over the 10 and is knocked down at the 13-yard line. A good run by Anthony Davis, the 6', 215-pound jitterbugger out of Southwest Oklahoma. 2:20 to play in the first quarter. There is no score. Alvarado under center, sends two in motion. Davis on a draw, trying to break outside, hit, and down he goes at the line of scrimmage. Excellent defensive play initially by Dorsey as he turned him back inside. There is a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
You see a draw play, but does not really fool the Bucks, and especially got some real good support by that secondary. As soon as they saw draw, they came running upfield to make the tackle.
The option appears to rest with the visiting team.
If he wants to, which in this case he does not.
And the Bucks knock down Booker. Arthur Booker, a wide receiver who a couple of times now has handled the pigskin.
The second linebacker, which was not Betts in that instance, which was Dorsey, does not have to hold his hand up. Now, he can line up anywhere on the field that he wants as long as he's 5 yards off. Now, he can also line up on the line of scrimmage if he's head up against a receiver. So he can act as a defensive back and line up head on as a receiver, or he can line up anywhere on the field, but has to be 5 yards off. And so that's the most commonly called penalty in the game, is the 5-yard box rule.
There will be a short quiz at halftime. Second down, two wide receivers in motion. Stutter move. Alvarado back pressure. Down he goes. Knocked off his feet at the 16-yard line under the charge of Andre Reed.
Well, both Andre Reed and Franklin Thomas. It's Franklin Thomas first, number 90 on the bottom of your screen, who gets the pressure. He moves Alvarado right into the rushing Reed, so you kind of each should get a little half on that one. But nice job of the two ends, Reed and Thomas of the Bucks. Just two bull rushes right there. Nothing fancy. They just put their head down and push that big offensive line back into their own backfield.
3rd and 10, a scoreless first quarter coming to a close. Alvarado fires over the middle, caught short of the 18, and the receiver goes backward. Booker slung off his feet on a fine tackle on the far sideline.
Yeah, Dorsey is a very good tackler. He's a veteran. He's out of Tulane, 6'2", 220 pounds. And once he gets you in your grasp, that's it.
That's the end of the first quarter. It is scoreless. Both teams have had some opportunities. Place kicking has been a bit faulty early. We'll be back with the second period following this timeout.
Through hard work. Look at that formation, huh? Only in indoor football.
Addershell takes the draw, rolls left, fires back over the middle. It's grabbed at the 16-yard line by Booker, and down he goes there. A nice left-handed throw by Addershell to Booker. And it is going to be a first down, I believe.
Two receivers in motion towards the line of scrimmage. They fake the draw. And then find Booker wide open, a little curl route underneath. And in the National Indoor Football League, you can have as many as 3 offensive players in motion at the same time. Now, only 2 can be headed towards the line of scrimmage.
Dorsey made the tackle for the Bucks. It is 3rd down. Addershell backpedals, and down he goes at the 21-yard line. He was smothered.
Green and Dorsey both meet at the quarterback. 43 Dorsey comes on the blitz up the middle. He has to come through the A gap. That's the rule. And then if Dorsey doesn't get him, Green's there as well.
Fourth down now. And about a 32-yard field goal will come off the right foot of Jim Rainian. This one from the middle of the field. John Howdeshell back at quarterback. Slips it off to Anthony Davis, and he's ripped off his feet at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. A terrific defensive charge led by Dorsey and Reed and others.
Kenny Dorsey fills that hole, stuffs the run. He and Betts, they're really good. Dorsey out of Tulane. Here you see a kind of a draw play or a little off tackle, and Dorsey just right there to stuff it.
That is prototypical linebacker play. Howdeshell rolling left, shucks a shoe, and down he goes inside the 10. Howdeshell was running so fast he left his shoe back at the 6-yard line, and why not? He was being chased by Reed again.
Well, the defensive line and defensive unit right now for the Bucks is just mauling the offensive line. The Crew, now the Crew are big up front. I mean, they've got some. They go on that offensive line. 71 Foster, for example, 6'6", 365, but that's not going to stop the speed and quickness of the Bayou Buck defense. I don't know if Alvarado's hurt, the starting quarterback, but Howdeshell not having much luck here.
The lefty whips it downfield. It's incomplete at the 10-yard line. And the intended receiver comes up gimpy. That's Jackie Warren. As Howdeshell goes back to his bench. Jackie Warren, number 88 there, looked like he pulled a hamstring on the route.
I'd say he did. That's a shame for the Crew. Jackie Warren's one of their better offensive weapons. Warren 6'2", 203 out of Hardin-Simmons. He's got some Canadian Football League experience, and the Edmonton Eskimos have been inquiring about him. You get it down to about the 1 or 2, and then you can't punch it in. So offense for the Bucks stalls for the second time tonight.
Howdeshell in for his third series, throws it short. It's snared by Arthur Booker, and he dives out to the 6-yard line. 3 minutes and 52 seconds remain in the first half, and the clock continues to roll. All of the scoring, and there hasn't been much of it, has come in the second quarter. Howdeshell will throw. He hits his man short again. Owens is grabbed at the 11. And that should be enough. Yes, it is enough for a first down.
Nice job by Oklahoma to get that first down, keep the clock rolling, and move it out away from the goal line.
Wampler splits wide to the left side.
See if Wampler takes a shot downfield. He does not have any running backs in the backfield.
4-man route, deflected, bobbled, intercepted.
Game hasn't really been there at all for the Bucks. You got to throw it. It's exciting for the game, the fans, and I think that's where your weapons are. That's where your good players are.
Howdeshell throws it short. It's caught and then stripped away. It goes back to the Bucks.
That's Dorsey with an outstanding play. Makes the tackle, forces the fumble, and recovers it as well.
Dante Harris made the catch. And watch this. Terrific hands by Dorsey to strip it down.
Great play by Dorsey.
Wow. Back-to-back-to-back turnovers. 2:09 left in the second quarter.
He's been impressive the first 2 weeks of the season.
Has he ever? Man designated as these Houma football crazy fans. So a tribute to the fans at halftime. Pitch back. Goes to Davis, and he is wrapped up. And those folks in the luxury boxes there got a lot more than they bargained for.
Watch this pop. This is Dorsey, former Tulane Green Wave linebacker, drills him into the stands. Green helps him over.
And those two recliner rockers there are designated the best seats in the house, and you see why. Some lucky fans are chosen before the ball game, and they get down and enjoy the action from midfield. Out to the left flat, the pass goes. It is caught for short yardage by Arthur Booker. He's been a favorite target of Alvarado and Howdeshell.
There you see the promotion in the front row there. A couple of fans just enjoying the game. Next thing you know, they look up and there's a linebacker and a running back in their lap.
But he held on to the beverage.
Absolutely. He may break a leg, but he's not going to lose the cold beer.
84 seconds remain in the first half. Houma out in front, 13-5. Third down. Draw play. Davis pushes forward to the 16. And the clock is stopped with 76 seconds remaining. That's good enough for a first down for the Crude, which really has not had a drive tonight.
And they really haven't tried to run it a whole lot. It's really the first attempt to try to run the football.
First down at the 16-yard line. 70 seconds and counting in the first half. John Howdeshell replaced Alvarado a couple of series ago. The left-hander fakes, rolls left. He'll keep it. And he is knocked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pushed aside by Franklin Thomas, the 6'5", 300-pounder from Grambling. And also a player coach. He still plays with some passion, doesn't he, Ron?
Oh, he's good. I mean, Franklin Thomas had thought about number 90 right there not playing this year, maybe just coaching, but that thought didn't last long. He was a standout on that defensive line. 57 seconds are left in the half. Howdeshell looking. Quarterback draw. Dances outside of the 8. Popped forward to about the 7. That's going to be very close to a first down. In fact, I think he's got it at the 6. And he does. First and goal for Oklahoma with 49 seconds left. I'm guessing that Alvarado, the starter at quarterback, must have some sort of injury, because Howdeshell's been the guy, since about the end of the first quarter, and we haven't seen Alvarado yet.
Why don't you do some reconnaissance at halftime?
We will.
From the 6, first and goal. Howdeshell on the draw again. Steps outside. He's driven hard into the boards by David Dorsey at the 4-yard line. Well, these are Dorsey's colors, aren't they? Green and blue, the former Tulane player.
Oh, he's everywhere. It seems like there's 5 of them on the field. Every time we look up, he's making a tackle. Having a great first half. Has a fumble, forced fumble, and a recovery.
28 seconds are left. Second and goal from the 4. Houma leads 13-5. We play late in the first half. Dustin Avery will snap it to the backup quarterback, John Howdeshell. He rolls left, fires back over the middle, caught for a touchdown for linebacker from Tulane. Drew Email, Tyrone Hughes, the former Saint, Sullivan Beard, and Emmanuel Bentley are in the secondary. This Houma defense has been splendid, one of the best in the league. To the ground and a little bit of running room to the right side. For the Rockers, that was David Banks. And they like to put a lot of people in the backfield. They've got more running backs listed on their active roster than any team in the NIFL.
Yeah, more running backs than they do receivers. And that's why it's really no surprise what they're going to do. It's going to be up to the Bayou Bucks defensive front, which is very good against the pass rush, but they're going to have to step up and try to shut down the running game of the Austin Rockers. Right there, looks like the Bucks jumped offside, and a nice hard count by Saldana.
Banks is somewhat of an interesting story in that he's got a connection with Fort Hood.
Well, Banks is from around the Fort Hood area. There's a couple of players there, a lot of connections to Fort Hood, about 40 miles outside of Austin.
And he commutes that distance. There's Banks running left. The defender on his ankles, and that is the middle linebacker, David Dorsey. Dorsey and Tim Betts, who's injured with a foot problem, were in a neck-and-neck battle for the starting job at the early part of the year. Both of them are very good linebackers. Betts has emerged as the #1 player. Dorsey has been on the practice squad and getting his chance, a 6'2", 220-pounder out of Tulane. He's maybe a step behind Betts, but he's pretty darn good in his own right.
Well, Betts has more experience, but Dorsey's very active in that middle linebacker position.
Third down and a yard to go, and they go up the middle. Wilburn is hit. I think he may have had enough before he's thrown back. This is one of the few teams in the National Indoor Football League that will use the two-back set very frequently.
Emmanuel Bentley came up. He's kind of acting as a linebacker and safety. He kind of comes up and fills the hole and does a nice job, but looks like just enough on forward progress.
Roger Green there in the middle of your screen, number 50, the nose guard, took a left route, and the running back came back on the other side of the center can too, and Green just took himself out of the play.
In the NIFL, the linebackers have to be 5 yards off the football. That's why they're not in those gaps. Gives the advantage to the running back.
Wilburn cracks down to the 4, the 3, and a flag goes down in the backfield. This probably will be against the Rockers.